Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to my sausage fingers. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. Obviously I have an overhead shot set up. I most certainly do not have the proper equipment for this, so if you could see the ratchetry involved in this setup right now, it's amazing. There's cardboard boxes, tape, a candlestick, it's great. So today I'm going to be swatching the prettiest shade in every single eyeshadow palette that I own. I've had this idea to do for a while, and today I quite frankly don't feel like fixing my face. So I figured why not go ahead and give this a try today. It's a little bit dark and gloomy outside, so hopefully it's not too dark. And hopefully this turns out okay. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, let's just go ahead and get into it. So I think I'm gonna start out with my smaller palettes and work my way up to bigger ones. Hopefully I can center this shot. Here we go. So I'm gonna start out with these little palettes first. So this is the ColourPop Creamsicle Little Quad. And this one is an easy one. This shade up here is amazing. I just took my acrylic nails off, so my nails look like the worst booty diggers on earth. Please forgive that, but let's just be distracted by my amazing engagement ring. Sorry. Anyways, this was an easy one. I used this in a video and I hadn't swatched it yet, and when I used this shade on my lid, I was blown away by how pretty it is. So this is an easy pick. Look at that. So there it is, swatched out. It's absolutely beautiful, sparkly, shimmery, love it. So one down, a hell of a lot more to go. So next I have this e.l.f. Bite Size palette in Berry Bad. So I think I'm gonna pick this one here as the prettiest shade. I am a sucker for like a coppery colored shimmer. These are all gonna be shimmers, just a heads up. Cause, ooh, that's very nice. I love shimmer shades, so don't expect to see any mattes at all. Next we have this e.l.f. Bite-Sized palette in Cream and Sugar. And I am going to go with this one as the prettiest shade. I love a gold shimmer. Well, these e.l.f. Bite-Size palettes are actually really good. The hype is real, guys. Everyone loves these for a reason. And the last one of these bite-sized palettes that I have is in the shade Pumpkin Pie. And I am gonna go with this one because, again, I am a sucker for a copper colored shimmer. One of my favorite colors to wear on the eyes. Wow. These are beautiful. So next I have this little ColourPop palette in Rumor Has It. I don't know, both of these shimmers are really pretty. I think I'm gonna go with the lighter one. I remember this one being a little bit more impressive when I used it. So there's that one. Overall, this one wasn't my favorite ColourPop palette I've ever tried, but that blue shimmer is really pretty. So next I have this Natasha Denona palette, and this is the Peak palette. And obviously I love a shimmer shade, so I'm gonna pick this one as the prettiest shade. That would be a great look altogether. So next I have this Natasha Denona palette. I just got this in my May BoxyCharm. I wanted this one in the April box. Everyone got a Natasha Denona palette and I did not, so they gave it to me in the May box. So y'all just gonna give me some old leftovers from April in the May box. But I haven't even swatched this one yet, and obviously I'm going with the blue shimmer. Wow, That's actually not as impressive as I thought it would be. So this seems like more of like a toppery shade. It's pretty, just not as impactful as I thought it would be. So I've got this little palette from Naked Cosmetics. Pretty sure it came in a BoxyCharm. I think, again, I'm gonna go with the coppery one. I'm a sucker for a copper shimmer. Ooh, that is smooth. I don't know if I've ever used this on my eyes. Wow. That is beautiful. That shade is amazing. Why have I never used this before? So next I have this Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal palette. And this one I think also came in a BoxyCharm. I've never used this on my eyes either. I think the prettiest shade, I'm gonna go with this pink one. It's really sparkly. It's a little dry. It's kind of more of a matte with shimmer in it. I feel like a lot of the sparkles actually fell away. Well, I guess there's a reason most people decluttered that one. So next I have this little Blink palette, and this also came in a BoxyCharm. I've actually used the crap out of this thing, in case you can't tell. So the shade with the biggest dent in it is this one here in the middle. It's just a nice rose gold. Oh my God. I forgot how soft these shadows are. And that's just a really nice rose gold shade. I clearly have a type. So next I have a bunch of these little e.l.f. palettes. This is the e.l.f. Prism palette in the shade Naked. This is pretty bland. I don't know. They're all pretty similar. I guess I'm gonna go with this one. This one looks like the one I've used the most. It's pretty basic. So next I have the e.l.f. Prism palette in the shade Sunset. I think I'm actually gonna go with this purple shade down here. These are old as dirt. I should probably declutter these. So there's that one. It's kind of more of a satin shade. Next, I've got the e.l.f. Mad for Matte. I think I'm gonna go with this one here. I guess it's the prettiest shade. This one kind of wins by default because it's an all matte palette, and wow, these are... I think that's gonna be the only matte I pick because it's probably the only all matte palette that I own. And next is the Everyday Smoky. Oh man, this is boring as hell. Why did I buy this? I think I'm actually gonna go with this kind of gunmetal shade. Oh yeah, these are so old. These might not be going back in the drawer. These might be going in the garbage. Look at that. So there's that one. Oh, I lied. I've got one more all matte palette. So this is the Dose of Colors Pretty Cool palette. I got this one in a BoxyCharm as well. I was kind of disappointed that I got the cool tone one. I don't wear a lot of cool tones, but I guess it's nice to have. I've never even touched this. I think I'm gonna go with this one as the prettiest. This is from Storybook Cosmetics. Also came in a BoxyCharm. What is this even called? I don't know. It's the green one. So this is what it looks like. Automatically, I jump straight to this gold shade. I love a good gold shimmer. Wow. Oh my God. That's really impressive, actually. That's beautiful. I should actually use that. This is from Butter London. I don't see a name on it. So this is what it looks like, and I'm gonna say the prettiest shade is this rose gold right here. So there's that one. So next I have this Caliente palette from Artist Couture. I wasn't too overly impressed with this one. But this one down here is definitely the shade that gets my attention. It's a very dry shimmer, like really dry. But this color is very pretty. So next I have this palette from Blink. This is the Evening Glamour. I don't think I've ever used this one either. Wow, this is embarrassing. So right away my eyes jump down here. This one looks like a really pretty duochrome, but this one is really pretty too. I think this one here in the corner is gonna be the prettiest shade for me though. There's that one. This video is just gonna show me how many of my eyeshadow palettes I don't actually even use. Next, I've got this palette from Ace Beauté, and this is the Grandiose palette. I think I'm gonna go with this one as the prettiest shade. The pink is nice, but it doesn't seem as sparkly as this copper shade. Wow, that's very impressive. So there's that one. Back to my go-to copper shimmer. So next is this by Beauty Creations. Oh man, I'm gonna do it. It's another coppery shimmer. I'm sorry guys, I definitely have a type. This is just gonna be Battle of the Copper Shimmer Shades. Wow. That shade is gorgeous. Very smooth, a lot more metallic than this one down here too. So next I have this little palette from Real Her. This is the Be Your Own Kind of Beauty shadow palette, volume 1 maybe, something, I don't know. So this is what this one looks like. I'm gonna pick the copper shimmer. I know. What can I say? I love a copper colored shimmer. Except that one's not the prettiest one we've seen today. So next I have this Lime Crime Venus 3 palette. So this is an easy one. I'm gonna pick this shade up here because this one is absolutely beautiful. And it's not a copper colored shimmer. Aren't you proud of me, guys? So there's that one. Next, I have this palette from Winky Lux. This is the Kitten palette. And I'm gonna go with this shade over here. It's this really cool duochrome. Next, I have this Glam Metals palette by Crown. Oh no. I'm actually gonna go with this Gunmetal Gray Blue shade. I'm not gonna pick the copper shimmer. Don't worry. I'll switch it up a little. I used to be exclusively into cool tones before I knew anything about makeup. It was all black, whites, silvers, grays. That's a really pretty color though. So next I've got a couple of these little Tarte palettes. This is the volume 3. These are all pretty basic. I gotta do it. I gotta go with the copper colored shimmer. This one's got a pretty solid dent in it too. Quality's not bad. These palettes are just boring as hell. So next I have the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2. This one is a little more cool toned. And I'm actually gonna pick this dark one over here. This one's really pretty. And the best part of this video is that I have to put all these palettes back in my drawer when I'm done. Whose idea was this? And that's the Neighborhood Rooster. So there's that one. So I have one more of these little Tarte palettes, and this one is just called the Tarte. And this is what this one looks like. I gotta do it, guys. I gotta go with the copper color shimmer. I promise my palettes get more exciting. I'm just going through all the little ones first. So there's that one. So next I'm going to be diving into my 9-pan palettes from ColourPop. I have quite a few. I'm gonna start with the Wild Child, and I'm just gonna warn you, it's probably gonna be a copper colored shimmer. Here she is. So right away, I am jumping straight to this kind of glittery shade in the middle. I don't know if this is an actual pressed glitter. Yeah. I know everyone hates pressed glitters in palettes, but I don't mind them. I think they have a place. Obviously, they're not eye safe, so you're using them at your own risk. So next, I'm going to do the Going Coconuts. I think this middle shade here, Cocoa Crush, is like everyone's favorite. That's just a really soft kind of pinky champagne shimmer. Next, I'm gonna do the That's Taupe. I like this shade here in the middle. This one's very soft. So next I have the Baroque palette. This palette is so beautiful, but I've never even used it. This middle shade definitely catches my attention. So that's definitely a very strong blue-brown kind of shade. Next, I have the Child palette. And I think this color over here is definitely a standout in the palette. This is a really cool kind of gold to bronze shift. Next, I've got the Baby Got Peach. And I like this shade right here. I love a good peachy gold kind of shifty color. Oh, this is so pretty. I definitely need to bring this out for summer. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Next, we've got the It's My Pleasure. This is gonna be a tough one. Purple is my favorite color, and everything in here looks stunning. It's a toss-up between these two shimmers right here. I think I'm gonna go with a darker one. These are so pretty. This palette is beautiful. That is gorgeous. I'm liking this row of swatches so far. No copper colored shimmers yet. So next we have the Lilac You a Lot. This one's difficult too. I think I'm gonna go with the middle shade as the prettiest. And the last ColourPop 9-pan that I own is the Mint to Be. And And I think I'm gonna go with this brighter mint color up here as the prettiest one in the palette. I was so impressed by this palette, even though it's so pastel. The colors show up really, really well. So next I'm gonna dive into my 12 pans from ColourPop. So I'm gonna start with the Whatever palette. I love this palette. I don't know why more people don't talk about this. So the prettiest shade in here, I'm gonna have to give it to the copper colored shimmer. I spoke too soon. I spoke way too soon. Look at that though. Oh my God. Look at that shade. Oh my God. It's almost orange. No, it's really orange. That's so pretty. I hate the colors orange and yellow. I love copper and gold eyeshadows. I don't get it. Next, I have the Dream Street palette. It looks a mess. I love this palette. And I think for the prettiest shade, I think I'm gonna pick this blue shimmer. That is so pretty. I don't know why I don't use the blues in that palette more. So next we have the Sweet Talk by ColourPop. This is one of my absolute favorite palettes that I own. This palette is so pretty. And I think I'm gonna pick this one as the prettiest shade. I do love the Super Shock in here, but something about that peachy gold kind of shifts I love. So that one's kind of similar to the one from the Baby Got Peach, but this one's a little more of a goldy peach shift. This one's more of a straight corally pink. So next we have the I Think I Love You from ColourPop. And I think you know where I'm going here. Yep, you guessed it. So there's that. So next I have the Element of Surprise. And I'm gonna pick the purple shade here as the prettiest. I think the only thing that can beat a copper colored shimmer is a purple. Next, I have the My Little Pony palette. This one's tough. There's a purple, but that blue is definitely calling to me. I think I'm gonna go with the blue. And last from my ColourPop 9 pans is the Good as Gold palette. And I love this palette, also one of my favorites. And clearly my favorite shade is this one here because I have used the crap out of it. Wow, the neighborhood rooster must be on a different time zone because I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be waking people up. So there's that one. So sticking with ColourPop, I might as well just go ahead and finish them out. I believe these are the 15 pans. Yeah. So I've only got 4 of these. I'm gonna start with the Garden Variety. So right away, my eyes jumped to this shade right here. So I'm gonna pick this one as the prettiest shade. So next I have the Chasing Rainbows, also still in the carton because it's iridescent and I am a sucker for anything iridescent. So here is this one. I think I'm gonna go with the blue again. Or maybe this one down here. You know what? I think I'm gonna pick this one down here in the corner because it looks like it has a really cool shift. Yeah, this is one of those blue-brown shades as well. That actually looks like a dead-on dupe for the one in here. Yeah, that's pretty much a dead-on dupe for that color. So next I have the Golden State of Mind. And I am going straight to this shade up here. It looks white in the pan, but it has a pink shift. The shades in here are definitely a little bit drier than what we're used to from ColourPop. This is also really old. So that is one of those really cool, shifty, white to pink shades. Don't mind my mosquito bite. And next for my 15 pans is the All I See Is Magic, also looking very beat up. Clearly, I've used the copper color shimmer more than any other color, but I think I'm gonna go with this blue one. I've mentioned before that I have such an attraction to blue eyeshadows for someone who doesn't really wear blue eyeshadows. So I guess that's more of a blue-brown. That's more of like a burgundy purple shift. So next I've got two palettes from Alamar Cosmetics. Something about this green shimmer up here, this kind of olive color, is amazing. I love this shade. This might have been what got me started into liking green eyeshadows. Look at that. That is so metallic, so beautiful. Love that shade. And I also have the Spanglish palette. I bought this one because I loved the Reina del Caribe palette so much. This is tough. You've got purple and a peachy gold shift in the same palette. Oh man. I think I'm gonna go with the deeper purple. Wow. Beautiful. So there's that one. Really pretty. I need to definitely use this one more. All right, so next I've got this Violet Voss Essentials palette. I'm gonna go with a pink one. That's pretty. Next, I have the Violet Voss Essentials 2. I think the blue one here is the prettiest shade. So next, I've got this Celestial Thunder from Dominique Cosmetics. This like dark midnight blue, really sparkly shade is very pretty. I don't think I've ever even used this on my eyes. That's really pretty. So next I've got this palette from Crown Pro. It doesn't have a name. I like this pinky gold shade in the middle here. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Next, I've got this Hello Charmer palette from BoxyCharm. Ooh. This is actually pretty. I immediately go to the glitter, but this blue purple shade up here, I don't know if you can tell, it has a purple duochrome to it. Definitely going with this one. Wow, that's really pretty. And here we have the Pure and BoxyCharm palette. I swear I don't get all of my eyeshadows from BoxyCharms. And definitely I go straight to this bright blue. Oh, that was more impressive than I was expecting. Next, I have this Ace Beauté Scarlet Dusk palette. I actually like this really corally orange color. Wow. That's pretty. Next, I have this Pure Festival palette. Ooh. You know, I think I'm gonna pick a glitter. I like this one down here. I was gonna go with the purple, but let's go with the glitter. Not the best pressed glitter formula I've ever tried. Next, I have this Pure Soiree Diaries. Wow, I have way more Pure palettes than I realized. And this is just a very basic palette, and I think I'm gonna have to go with the Copper Shimmer. I actually did get a bit of use out of this one though. Next, I've got another one from Violet Voss. This is the Olive You Forever. And I actually really like this olive shade up here in the corner. I was actually really impressed by this palette. I like this one from Violet Voss a lot. So next I have this palette here from Ciate London. This is the Editor palette, New England, I think. So my eyes keep going to this red shimmer right here. I don't know, that green is really pretty too. I think I'm gonna go with the red one. That glitter, by the way, wow, it's everywhere. Oh, that's really pretty. That's impressive. I don't think I've ever used that one on the eyes either. Next, I've got this Nostalgia palette from Ace Beauté. And immediately my eyes go over to this pink one over here. Wow, that's really pretty. And I'm pretty sure I've saved the best for last. So this one here is the Nubian by Juvia's Place. And I gotta do it. I gotta go with the copper colored shimmer. Look, listen, Juvia's Place shimmers. Listen, do you see that? It is very hard to compete with the Juvia's Place shimmer shadow, let me tell you. Next from Juvia's Place, I have the Zulu palette. And look at this beautiful palette. And I'm going straight for this blue shade. This eyeshadow is incredible. This palette is beautiful. Look at that. Listen. So next we have the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. This is one of my absolute favorite palettes. If I had to choose one neutral gold copper colored palette and get rid of all the rest of them, I'd pick this one. And if I had to pick the prettiest shade in this palette, say it with me, guys, I'm gonna pick the copper colored shimmer. I have a problem, I know. But come on. Look at these shimmers though. I've got one more palette from Juvia's Place, and this is the Masquerade. I have the really big one. I don't think they sell the big one anymore. They just sell the minis. This is gonna be tough. This palette is so pretty. I don't use this nearly enough. Maybe I'll do like a palette bingo with my Juvia's Place palettes, but I don't know. I like this blue shade, but this royal purple over here, or maybe this blue, I don't know. This blue, I don't know. This one's tough. I think I'm gonna go with the really royal blue up here. I think. This one's tough, but yeah, I'm gonna pick this blue shade up here. Look, come on. Look at that shadow. So next I have this palette from Urban Decay. I'm pretty sure this is a heavy metals palette. So many people hate this palette. They hate the packaging. They've decluttered it. It's a little different. It's unique. So if I had to pick the prettiest shade, there really is no good place to put the mirror on this thing. I like this teal color over here. I keep being drawn to that one. Or maybe this purple. I think I'm gonna go with the teal. I have such an attraction to blue eyeshadows for someone who doesn't really wear blue eyeshadows. It's not the most impressive shimmer I've ever seen. I mean, it's going up next to Juvia's Place, but it's pretty. Next, from Urban Decay, I do have the old school electric palette. This thing is also old as dirt. And I'm gonna say the prettiest shade is probably this deep purple down here. Wow, that picked up pretty well for this palette being as old as it is. It actually swatched pretty nice too. Don't know if I put it on my eyes, but still swatches nice. Next, I have my one and only Too Faced palette. This is a chocolate gold. I wanted this for so long, and my sister got it for me. The packaging is beautiful, and this is what it looks like. Oh, it smells good too. And I'm gonna say the prettiest shade. I don't know, this is a tough one. I'm definitely drawn to the purple shade down here. The fuchsia one in the middle is nice, but this true gold up here, I don't know, this olive green, this is a really nice palette. I think I'm gonna go with the true gold up here. Look at that shadow. I mean, it makes sense that you pick the gold in the chocolate gold palette. So I have saved the best for last. I'm pretty sure these are some of my favorite palettes. So this one is gonna be hard. Definitely some hard choices over here. You can tell I like these because most of them are still in the boxes. Starting with the Flower Punk from Kaleidos. This palette is a work of art. And my favorite shade, I think this one might actually be an easy pick. I'm gonna go with this minty green shade over here. It has a purple shift and it is absolutely incredible. And of course, you're not gonna see the purple shift. Welcome to my life. Next, I have the Lunar Lavender from Kaleidos. Kaleidos palettes are just Amazing. And my favorite shade, wow, this one's actually gonna be a pretty easy pick too. I'm gonna pick this purple shimmer right here because it is everything and more. Next, we have the Escape Pod by Kaleidos. Oh, this one might be hard. I think I'm gonna go with the purple one again. Listen. I'm a sucker for purples. And coppers, apparently. Kaleidos does these shimmery toppers so well. They're amazing. Next, we have the Club Nebula. Also a work of art. And as much as I want to go for the purple, I think I'm actually gonna pick this green up here in the corner, Firefly. This shade is stunning. Apparently I have a thing for purples and greens. Next, we have the Quadrosa palette from Sigma. Love this palette as well. And for the prettiest shade, I think I'm gonna go with this sparkly pink up here in the corner. I love using this color whenever I do a look with this palette. And last but certainly not least, I have my Adept Cosmetics Plain Jane palette. Probably my favorite palette of all time. Let's just take a second to look at how stunning this palette is. And my favorite shade is gonna be a no-brainer on this one. They're all beautiful, but this purple shade up here in the corner is everything. Just look at it. Just look at it. Look at this arm of swatches. Just look at how sparkly and amazing these shadows are. I lied, I've got one more palette. This is my Gather Round Sisters from the Hocus Pocus collaboration with ColourPop. I love this thing. I've never touched it. It is a collector's item, and I'm not gonna swatch it, but I am gonna show it. And just for the sake of picking a prettiest shade, say it with me, guys. Copper colored shimmer. So that was it for me swatching the prettiest shade from every single palette that I own. If we learned anything here today, it's that A, I have a problem with copper colored shimmers, and B, I own way too many palettes that I have never even used. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you would consider liking, subscribing, and coming back for some more content. Bye.